Well, hello, everyone, and welcome again to the More Joy podcast. And as usual, if you're seeing me here by myself, that means we have lots of friends with us today. And we are so excited to have with us our dear friends German and Rachel Calderon from Casa de Restauración, our Hispanic family church. For those out there that may or may not know, I know guys, this is like... Y'all are at the halfway mark.
Yes.
We're
halfway there.
With our first year of doing this. It's been awesome. But we are a part of a church family called Life of Faith. Selena and I are. Mm-hmm. And Herman and Rachel and their church family at what we affectionately call Casa. They are part of our church family as well. They're just our fun-loving, taco-eating, Spanish-speaking. I get all of my fixes and feels satisfied when I get to hang out with them. So that's why we all love. It's all great for this white Mexican guy can go hang out with. I was just born in the wrong country, y'all. I truly think I was.
I like that.
And so, but we're here, and we just want to have them on the show, introduce them to our digital
audience.
family that are out there, and literally from all around the world. I don't know, from Canada, all across the states. We got people watching in Mexico, Panama, Guatemala.
Yep.
Man, I'm trying to think of wherever else we've heard of. So I got folks in Germany. Theo and his wife are watching in Germany and stuff. So it's all very, very cool stuff. So we're so good to have you guys.
Amen.
And this is just a conversation.
Amen.
So we're just going to talk and interview as friends. And so I guess with that, so how long?
I need to bring something up.
Well, bring it up.
These guys are just like you and I.
They are.
Because they're a cross-cultural marriage.
That is so good.
Yes.
That's a good point. We
See?
could. Oh, look at her. See, she does this so good. So now if you go back, we did on the YouTube channel we made, and they're out there.
Cross-cultural relationships.
Cross-cultural relationships.
Part 1 and 2.
So we might have to pick y'all's brand. That did not, until you jogged me right there, that did not. So that will show up.
That will show up.
Just because it's out there. We've had a dear friend's sister who asked for it because she just married a wonderful brother from Uganda in Africa. Wow. And so we're really seeing a lot more cross-cultural Christian marriages. And I think it's good to let everybody know it is doable and enjoyable.
Absolutely.
And a whole ton of fun.
Yes.
So, but with that, so how long has Casa been going? Kind of bring the audience up to speed.
Casa here in Jacksonville, it's been 13 years. 13 years.
13. Oh, very cool.
In Jacksonville.
In Jacksonville, Alabama. And I'll just go and throw it out there. So if you're in the Alabama area, Jacksonville, Alabama, Piedmont, little town just north of Jacksonville on whatever that state road, like 21.
Highway 21.
Yeah, Highway 21 up there. Go check it out. What time do y'all do church on Sundays?
10:30.
10:30?
The regular service.
Okay.
But we start since it's 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, we start having pray, teaching, Sunday school.
Oh, very nice. Awesome.
But 10:30 start person worship.
Awesome.
And then
And the note is Jacksonville, Alabama, because when people ask me or ask us about Jacksonville, they think the Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, Mississippi. There's a lot of Jacksonville.
Alabama.
The cool Jacksonville, the one in Alabama.
Close to the university. Close to the university.
Jacksonville State. And then tacos start when on Sundays? When the tacos?
Oh, they
all times of the morning.
Yeah, they have birthdays and celebrations, and we have like a fellowship hall that we just built, and it's tables, everything inside. So
that's
we
awesome.
have fun. Food is for sure.
The food is
So for real. So check them out
We
if
love
you're
to celebrate.
if you're in the Alabama area and you want to check out a wonderful Hispanic church. Our dear friends here, Casa de Restauración in Jacksonville or Piedmont, Alabama. And I'll just say this because people ask me all the time, they applaud me for my Spanish, which I think is quite funny, is because it's not as good as they think it is.
It's all comparison,
And so, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Everybody's so kind. But they say, well, Brad, how do I learn Spanish? And I tell them, I said, well, I learned because I lived in a Spanish-speaking country.
Yes.
That is the best way to learn.
Yeah.
But if you can't move and take time to be in another country, in your area, you need to find a Mexican restaurant where you are like the only non-Mexican there.
Yes.
And then walk in and tell them, I want to learn how to speak Spanish, so do not talk to me in English.
That's
and
right.
they'll be friendly. You need to find a grocery store that
Yep.
does the same thing. And then I say, and you need to find a church to help in, to volunteer in.
Yep.
And so I'd encourage that for you guys. If you want to learn to speak Spanish and you're in our area, it's worth hooking up with Casa.
Yep.
And not only can you get some great word and some great fellowship and some great tacos, but you can pick up another language, which is amazing.
Yes.
So, but now with that, so in that Casa, we're just going to ask you some questions we sent them to you earlier.
Yeah.
So this is the one that jumped out to me, Selena. These questions brought to you by Selena Holloman.
Thank you.
Okay.
And so
Thank you.
is, what does the word joy mean to you guys now in your life and in your ministry?
I think joy is everything. We cannot lose our joy, and the joy of the Lord is our strength. And I think even in difficult times,
His
if
presence.
we keep our, the joy of God, I think I know everybody went through difficult times, but if you keep the joy, I think that makes you strong.
Yes, no,
What do you think,
In the
absolutely.
presence of God, that's what keeps your joy going.
Absolutely.
His presence and being able to see Him, even in the middle of the chaos and the times that are difficult. That's what helps you keep your joy. If you have His presence and you stay in His Word,
Absolutely.
that's
No,
what
that
brings the strength to it.
absolutely. That verse that says, "In His presence is fullness of joy, and at His
Love
right
that.
hand are pleasures forevermore." And that's so good. So again, the idea that it's our strength, it's our presence. So how do you guys practice that? That's a great. How do you individually, personally? Because I know you guys are like us in the sense of we are ministers and we know our callings and our hearts are to pastor and to preach, but we also work jobs, have careers, do different occupations, not just what we might call full-time ministry. So how do you guys, and because we know that's a busy schedule.
Yes.
I mean, I kind of feel like
Beautifully
today
full.
like today, I jokingly say, like today is one of those days where I've got my little worlds. I've got my house and my life and my wife world. I've got my ministry world. I've got my job world, my work world,
true.
and I endeavor to allow them to be in the same room with each other. But sometimes they just smash right up into each
They
other.
sure do.
And today was one of those days
collision day?
where all of my worlds were like a sack full of puppies. They were all piled up on top of each other and just going at each other. And I met Selena for dinner before we came here with you guys, and I'm like going, I got to get my head in the game as we get ready to talk to our friends. So for you guys, how do y'all practice joy? What does practicing the presence, what does practicing joy look like? How have you guys cultivated that in your lives?
I think the main thing is keep your relationship with God and intimacy, and then in my case, with my wife, because if I have my relationship with God strong, and the first thing in the morning before go to work, before do anything, just pray, worship God, and be okay with my wife, and just have a good relationship with my wife, because it's a lot of stress in our jobs, even the ministry.
Yeah.
So the ministry is not easy. It's just because they're calling from God, and but just keep our focus in God, and just keep that relationship with God. That's been helping. I think it's the main thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my wife now.
Yeah, and I think just the everyday today habits that
That's so good.
that you have to get into a routine of, okay, this is my time. Not that it becomes so routine that it's like ordinary, because there's extraordinary time that you can spend along with God, but it's in the small things like praying with each other before he leaves to go to work, or spending time together, quality time with no distractions, or just maybe having a date night where we don't talk about anything about ministry.
And I love that. I love
or we
that.
don't talk about anything about work.
Very
That's
good.
right.
Oh, that's so
and
good.
that helps keep joy in the situation.
Yes, it does.
of
Absolutely.
your daily life. So that's a big part of finding joy.
Like last week, I said, honey, let's have a date.
Yeah.
And she said, no, baby, because, no, let's go and eat. Let's just go and eat out. And I said, honey, that's a date for me. and we were,
That's awesome.
we went to a very nice, like a cabin, like a small restaurant.
Yeah.
Like a hole in the wall.
Yes.
With the best ribs in Jacksonville.
Oh, come on now.
So we went over there and I said, honey, we were waiting on the food. And I said, honey, so what is the date for you? And she started thinking like, okay, my date is like maybe get better
Dressed
like
up.
dressed
Yeah.
up,
I
and
gotcha.
like
Yeah, 'cause I'm
heels
wearing
and
jeans.
I said, okay,
Yeah.
to me, a date is just go me and you just alone and go and have fun.
Nice.
Yeah. And also having
That's so cool.
Nice.
also having safe people that you can process what you're going through, like people that you trust, like close friends, like in this
Yeah.
case, you know, Brad
Yeah.
and Selena, or Pastor Mark and
Yeah,
Jennifer, just having
absolutely.
the closeness of like-minded
Yes.
people that you're on the same page with, you're able to be transparent, open with, and that way, you know, it helps keep the joy.
It
in your
does.
life.
No,
It does.
absolutely. No, that's so good. So that's so good. So I'm just going to recap just to make sure I
Yeah.
heard right. So
Yeah.
again, like that is, I love that the small daily habits are so important.
Yes.
Both the spiritual ones and the natural
Yes.
ones. And guys, listen, and I encourage you to cultivate those daily habits. That's become, we didn't mean for it to be, but it's really become a theme
Yeah.
in our program so far.
Yeah.
So many of our guests have brought that up, and we brought it up, and I'm getting more convinced it's the daily things, really, they can seem inconsequential, but it's the daily things that count the most.
Absolutely.
Because it's the sum of all those little activities that add up into a really great life, right? I mean, I was talking to a dear friend of mine, and he said this to me. He said, hey, listen, if you want to live an extraordinary life, he said, celebrate the wonderful little things of today. And if you'll celebrate the wonderful little things of today, then next thing you know, you're looking up and you're, man, I've had a great life. I just had an extraordinary life. So again, so these daily habits, spiritual and natural, right? I love what you said. You got to have a life outside of your life. Is that a good way to say it?
Outside of work.
Outside of work, outside of
And outside of
ministry.
your calling.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I think life is a process, and we need to be like enjoying even the process.
Yes. Oh, so
no
good.
matter what is happening, just it's a process. And I know God is faithful, and just He's everything.
Yes.
So even the
absolutely.
process, no matter what you have been through, just the process, just be happy and say thank you, Lord, because this is happening for one reason, you know.
Yeah. No, so
I love
good.
that you said that, because I was talking to one of my kids today, and I think when we're young people, how about younger than we are right now? When we're younger people, we tend to just look at what's happening right now, and it's all or nothing. It's the be all end all. If it's not going well, it's the end of the world. If something's tripping it up, it's, oh my goodness, right? Drama and But when you've been around the mountain a couple times, then you start to see, wait up, all of this is a journey. And so I can now sit back and relax and enjoy the journey, even if there's a tough moment, even if there's a hiccup in something, even if we didn't start as strong as we wanted to. That's okay. What happened? Let's just ramp it up, you know. But it's like you learn how to laugh at yourself a little bit more. When you're young, you're like, no, everything, take it seriously, you know. Or it's on the other end of the spectrum where everything's a goofball and who cares. But when you start maturing in your walk with God and in just life in general, all of a sudden you're, I can enjoy this journey more. You can wake up and go, wait, this happened 10 years ago, didn't it? and
nobody
yet
died.
Nobody died. Everybody's okay.
That's right.
We grew from that. Looking back, wow, I'm thankful for some of those things. Okay, we can enjoy that. So I love that you brought that up.
No, it's so good. Yeah. Well, I think again, it's that part of that process in life. Like you just, you said that. I jokingly talk about some of our dear mentors, Brother Dennis, who's now in heaven, but they did missions in Panama,
Yeah.
where our Spanish channel is played on the radio station. But when he taught us in mission school, and he talked about that's how they measured a successful short-term missions trip was. Well, nobody died.
I know.
We-
Because
it-
they went through the jungle, right?
Because they went to the jungle in canoes, piranha-infested waters, and caimans, and anacondas, and all this kind of stuff. Not to mention the people they're ministering to, and stuff, and diseases, and he goes, "Well, hey, nobody died. You know, it was a good trip.
Yes.
It was a good."
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's so
Yeah,
good.
we survived.
Yeah, we
survived.
survived.
That's
That's
right.
Yeah,
right.
we
That's
here.
right.
I remember
We did.
just ride a bicycle without a helmet and no protection and no seat belts. Riding with my daddy and
Yeah.
his truck, no seat belt, no protection. No,
Yeah.
it's like no car seats.
Yeah.
No.
Here
Look,
we are.
We made it.
We made it.
You probably you drank water right out of the
Oh
hose.
yeah,
Just
hose,
right out of the hose. Right.
Yeah,
We all did.
We all did.
We're
didn't
all
we?
still here. That's awesome.
I
So
love
no,
it.
very good. So again, daily habits.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. Having a life beyond your life, and I think it's so
Yes.
important.
Yeah.
You know.
Where some subjects are banned.
Yeah, I mean,
You
we
have
learn.
to be intentional.
We do.
You have to be, no, we're not talking shop. No, we're not talking
Yes.
about the latest problem so-and-so had.
Yeah.
You know, like we just, no.
No, it's true.
Today, you were trying to get your head back
Man,
in
I
the
was
game
so
after
trying.
the collision of all your parts of your world. And you said to me, I just want to talk about something frivolous. I said, wow, we don't really have a whole lot of that. Well, today's weather is just beautiful. And I just took it to the weather. We just had a good laugh
We had a
over
good
that.
laugh, yeah. But you do. I mean, and we learned that too from Brother Jim, Miss Faye Andrews, who were. Brother Jim was here on the show a little while ago, and but just that they taught us, you know, hey,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
in ministry, we very young missionaries, our first time out and full time
Yeah.
missions
All this
work,
experience.
all this kind of stuff. Yeah, and they literally took us on purpose.
Took
They
us
took us bowling.
In
In
Lima,
Peru. Went to Lima, Peru, went bowling.
Yeah.
And they sat down and looked at us as like parent figures and looked at us
Yeah.
and said, hey, listen, as y'all get into ministry,
Play.
You need to
You
play.
have to get
and
away
you need to
and
have
play.
things that you do
Mm-hmm.
and they're for enjoy. And Miss Faye was the one, and she was like, and you don't talk about the church and you don't talk about, and then they even with their leadership of the churches down there, she'd tell that they would plan an annual beach trip and tell all the pastors, hey, listen, you're invited to the beach trip this year. We're going to be over here, and we're not talking about church. And she'd look
Just
at them,
having fun.
and she goes, and the first one of y'all that talks about church, you didn't come next year. Next year, you're not invited back. It's, and I just, but that so marked us because
Yes.
it's so true. How much of us we don't
Get
enjoy
consumed.
life,
Yeah.
and we don't enjoy life with our spouse
Yeah.
because we allow the other things to become so consuming in life, and that's so important. So with that, because some time doing it, because you opened up the wonderful can of worms, and as we say, when you open up a can of worms on the show, you just got to stop and go fishing, and
Yeah,
that's the
that's
way that works.
Let's go
right.
fishing.
So you guys, as a cross-cultural, and talking about dating, so what have been the joys of your cross-cultural relationship?
Let's start by you guys telling us where you're actually from so that our listeners can
That's a good
see
point.
why it's cross-cultural.
I'm gonna start with just a few words, and I'm gonna let my wife to continue.
There you go.
Okay?
Okay.
She's
Okay.
from. She's
No, you said he was going to talk about you.
no. She's a country girl.
Oh, country. She's a country girl.
Country girl.
Gotcha.
I am. She say I am a city boy because I grew up
The city.
in Mexico, Morelia, Mexico, downtown.
Downtown city.
Yes.
And I grew up over there and just in the city. And Rachel, she was from the country, and we met in the mission field. She went to Mexico to preach the gospel. We called Dad, and we met in the church. I was playing the drums, and she was a beautiful singer.
Oh.
So beautiful. So, but go ahead, baby. No pressure, but go ahead.
No pressure. Well, I think our journey kind of began with us both saying yes to God without even knowing like really what that was going to look like. Like he said, he was a new Christian, a couple of years into
Yeah, I
what
was kind of basically new.
and then
Awesome.
me being missionary's kid in a foreign country where I spoke no Spanish. Quite a culture shock.
Yeah.
I know that.
At a very young age, at the age of 11.
Oh, wow.
So, a little bit of rebellious teenage
without-
years through there.
Without speaking the language.
Yeah, I think some of the biggest culture shocks was knowing that we both loved God and loved each other. But some of the biggest culture shocks was just the customs.
Gotcha.
Different, different customs and things that he did and things that I did growing up in the country and growing up in the city and that
And
kind of that clash.
Different culture.
Different culture, yeah, the biggest thing,
Yeah, her family, my family, her family from, of course, United States, Alabama, my family from Michoacan.
And in the process of learning
Yeah.
all the, the Spanish and
And we have,
The language barrier.
the language
Yeah.
barrier,
Yeah.
and not only that, it's just different ways that each one of us grew up, and just
Yeah.
knowing that we loved the Lord enough and we loved each other enough, and that neither one of us had a perfect plan or a perfect blueprint
Yeah.
that it was gonna work. We just knew that, and this is something we always told our children when they were growing up. It's not that we both came from different. We did come from different backgrounds, but we created our blueprint from the best of both worlds.
Perfect.
That we
That's-
were able to put together.
Yeah,
and I
we-
think that's what kept us together.
I love
we
that.
decided from a very young age that we were not going, that we loved each other, we loved the Lord, and we were going to stay together no matter what, and we're going to stay committed. And there would never be the word divorce or
That's
quits.
very cool.
That we would just, we were in this for the long run.
yeah, there is two things that we just focus and talk about. Don't talk about divorce, no matter what.
Yeah.
Separation, no matter what. And the other thing is your culture and my culture. We need to make one culture, and our kids they can grow in that culture. And we were living in Mexico. We spoke English at home because the Spanish was outside in
Yeah.
school. And now we move here to the United States. We start speaking
Spanish.
Spanish.
Spanish
home.
because English is outside. So it's
Very
why
good.
our kids are bilingual.
Yeah.
That is so
There's
good.
like one culture there. But over everything, it's just love God and just make that culture honor God.
And we're going to have one of your kids with us
Good.
on the show next week. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
going to be awesome.
That's so cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
It's going to be a lot
It's
of fun.
amazing.
Yeah. So that's good because it's that choosing the best, and we shared that on the past program. You can go back and watch that. It's you look, and it doesn't have to be an either or experience, right? It can be just like a crafting of we're bringing in this part, like we're saying now, bringing this parts of Guatemala, and we're bringing in these parts of Southern American culture. And then now that we've been blessed to live in the West Coast, when we lived in Canada, we brought in Canadian pieces from those years. We brought in other stuff as we've experienced different cultures and thought, man, I love that piece of God that's over there. Let's bring that into the
Yes.
home.
Amen.
And it's just so, it is so rich.
Enriching.
So have you had has it been joyful? Has a cross-cultural marriage been joyful for you guys?
Not always. But we loved each other, and that's what we found the joy. We found the joy.
That's very well
we
said.
found the
Yeah,
joy.
we
That
still,
is
we
so
still,
good.
we still.
There were
That is
times.
so
There
good.
were times that there wasn't joy, but we stuck in there, and there was times. I remember we used to have to fast and pray until we got past each other's ego, and okay, we
Yeah,
got
and I
focused
think-
back on what we're
That's so
the
good.
goal. So yeah,
I think a good communication and be humble to accept
yeah,
the errores,
Yeah.
mistakes,
The
yeah.
mistakes, and
Yeah.
I think this is the main thing.
Yeah, and I think also showing grace.
Yeah.
Like there may be, speaking about culture, there may be something that he brings to the table that I don't agree with, or that I don't particularly like. That maybe he may have a custom or a tradition from his side of the family, and I'm sure the same was with my side.
Yeah.
But we respected each other, and
That's awesome.
and we, out of love, would talk about that, and I'd be like, oh, well, something I don't really enjoy or don't really see the point, but if you want to bring that, then let's do that, and it was, just adopting to each other.
Yeah, really good
Coming together on the same page.
That's so good.
Because there's always going to be things, especially cultural wise.
Absolutely.
Being like, what? They do what?
What? No, we're not doing that. No, that's so good. But I love, Rachel, I love what you said about like, and it's that, because we say it here all the time, that the kingdom of God, it works on promise. It's the fuel. Promise is the fuel of the kingdom. So provision always follows commitment.
That's right.
Never
good.
the other way around. And so much of our current culture, people are wanting to hear, well, what's going to be provided for me?
Yeah.
And then I'll consider getting committed.
It doesn't work that
And it
way.
doesn't work that way. And so you actually do, you find joy
Yes.
on the other side of commitment. Just like you find all
Absolutely.
the other benefits and provisions of the kingdom, they follow commitment.
That's right.
So that's so good. Hey guys, we're bumping our time. So again, Casa de Restauración, what's the webpage? You got a webpage people can check out?
It's a new.
Facebook.
It's
Facebook with the new one. I don't remember.
yeah, the
which
new
one
one
is.
is
They just
Ca-
launched it.
It's
Oh, cool.
Casa de Restauración Alabama AL.org.
.org.
Yeah, we're still working on that.
AL.org.
AL.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Casa de
Yes.
Restauración,
They just launched it,
AL.org.
Yes.
Check them out also on Facebook.
Facebook.
Sunday morning, sounds like it starts at 9 o'clock, goes to tacos. So just come and check them out. See what they're doing at Casa. It's just such a joy to have you guys. And the last thing you got to know, because you left us hanging, what's the name of that rib place you went to that's got the best ribs? It's a little place in Jacksonville.
Cooter Brown.
Cooter Browns. Come on.
Okay.
Ain't a better rib place name than Cooter Browns. So
That's
shout
for
out to
sure.
Cooter Browns. But hey, guys, you can check us out at thehollimans.com. And if what we've been talking about cross-cultural stuff interests you, you can find the Marriage Foundations, and those are in those as well. And we love you guys, and we'll see you in the next broadcast.